Hey guys, David here, and welcome to Digital Outlook. Guys, we have a fabulous show for you today. XRP gets absolute legal clarity, and Ripple gets major victory. So guys, let's get to it. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, if you're one of the folks that have been hanging on for years, hoping, praying, and believing that we were going to get an end to this case, well, I'll tell you what, our day has finally come. Judge Annalisa Torres has come out there and has granted an absolute decision and a victory for Ripple in this case, and not just Ripple, guys, for you and I as XRP holders, and as far as I'm concerned, for the entirety of this digital asset space. Now, guys, just check this article out right over here. Ripple hails victory as judge cuts SEC's penalty request by, get this, 94% in final judgment of the XRP case. Now, just listen to this right here. District Judge Annalisa Torres has cut the penalty request by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in the case against Ripple Labs over XRP by 94%. The court partially granted the SEC's motion for remedies against Ripple, imposing a $125 million civil penalty. Now listen to this quote. "This is a victory for Ripple, the industry, and the rule of law. The SEC's headwinds against the whole of the XRP community are gone," said Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Guys, throughout the entirety of this case, boy, have we seen any kind of FUD you can possibly imagine thrown Ripple and XRP's way. Even so much as you had the SEC come out when John Deaton wanted to represent you and I as XRP holders, saying to the court, why do they need John Deaton? They got Ripple. Are you kidding me? The SEC was out there supposedly taking this action to protect you and I as retail investors. Yet they're turning around and they were saying, hey, we got Ripple, the defendant, to come and defend us. It was absolute, utter nonsense. And guys, of course, in July of 2023, Judge Torres comes out and she stated flat out that XRP in the secondary market selling on the programmatic sales would not represent a security transaction. And as such, XRP got the only distinction given, in federal court, that they are not a security. The only one in this entire space that has it. Now, all the FUD that had come out after that, how the SEC was going to appeal and that, well, their interlocutory appeal got squashed, didn't it? And then what happened? Well, we came out and they said, we're going to ask for $1.95 billion in penalties. And so many folks like Max Kaiser and all the rest of these guys saying, they're going to get decimated. I remember coming out multiple times, guys. You go back and watch my channel and watch my videos where we were saying, hey, Ripple's asking for 10 million? The SEC's out there asking for 1.95 billion. And I turned around and said, listen, I think we're going to see something like 100 to 125 million. Well, that is exactly what turned out. And Ripple is out there. Brad Garlinghouse, they're prepared to pay this penalty and move on. Now, listen to this right down here. A victory for Ripple, the industry, and the rule of law. Absolutely right out of that quote. And I believe that, guys, this is not just a win for XRP. It is not just a win for Ripple. It is a win for the entire digital asset space. And that is how I believe this is going to play out long term. Now, on Wednesday, Judge Annalisa Torres of the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York ruled on the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's motion for remedies and final judgment against Ripple Labs. The SEC initiated a lawsuit, as we all know, against Ripple Labs in December 2020. Now, Judy and I Heck, we were in this space way before that and buying XRP way before this happened. Now, accusing the company of conducting unregistered securities offerings through the sale of XRP tokens. Judge Torres delivered a landmark ruling regarding XRP in July last year. Now, on Wednesday, the SEC's motion for remedies and the entry of final judgment is granted in part and denied in part. Court shall enter a final judgment enjoining Ripple from further violations of the securities laws and imposing a civil penalty of $125,035,150. Now, guys, I have something special for you right here. Here is the decision itself, and we're going to go through a bit of it right here. Now, you can see it right there, and it's electronically filed. You got it down here as August 7th, 2024, as of today. The United States District Court, Southern District of New York, Securities and Exchange Commission plaintiff against Ripple Labs Inc. defendant, Annalisa Torres, District Judge, and here is the judgment. It is hereby ordered, adjudged, and decreed that the defendant, Ripple Labs Inc., is permanently restrained and enjoined from violating Section 5 of the Securities Act by, directly or indirectly in the absence of any applicable exemption, unless a registration statement is in effect as to a security making use of any means or instruments of transportation or communication in interstate commerce or of the mails to sell such security through the use or medium of any prospective or otherwise, and unless a registration statement is in effect as to a security carrying or causing to be carried through the mails or interstate commerce by any means or instruments of transportation, any such security for the purpose of sale or delivery or after sale, or, and this is it, making use of any means or instruments of transportation or communication in interstate commerce or of the mails to offer or sell or offer to buy through the use or medium of any prospectus or otherwise any security, unless a registration statement has been filed with the Commission as to such security, or while the registration statement is the subject of a refusal order or stop order, or prior to the effective date of the registration statement, any public proceeding or examination under Section 8 of the Securities Act. Well, guys, this does not preclude them from utilizing on-demand liquidity. This is talking about institutional sales that were made way back there that had promises associated with them that if Ripple did thus and such, this is what would happen. Well, guys, on-demand liquidity isn't like that. On-demand liquidity is for the utilization of XRP in cross-border remittances, and there is no expectation of profit based on the efforts of others. This relates only to those institutional sales. So did Ripple get absolutely frozen out of using ODL in the United States? No, guys, it did not. And there's other legal experts that were able to break this down in a big way, and we're going to go over one today. Now, listen to this right here. It is hereby further ordered, adjudged, and decreed that the defendant is liable for a civil penalty in the amount of $125,035,150 pursuant to Section 20D of the Securities Act. The defendant shall satisfy this obligation by paying that amount to the Securities and Exchange Commission within 30 days after entry of this final judgment. And the rest of it's talk about how they can go about make the remittance, and of course giving the SEC the ability to collect it through various court means if necessary. But guys, it is right here. And listen to this right here. It is further ordered, adjudged, and decreed that this court, get this, shall retain jurisdiction of this matter for the purposes of enforcing the terms of this final judgment for 1 year from its date of entry. And there it is, so ordered, August 7th, 2024, New York, New York, signed by Annalisa Torres, United States District Judge. Guys, this is a massive, massive win. Now listen to this bit right down here. where the SEC's motion requested a final judgment that included 3 key remedies: a permanent injunction preventing Ripple from further violations of Section 5 of the Securities Act, disgorgement of over $876 million, along with $198 million in prejudgment interest, and a civil penalty equivalent to the disgorgement amount. Now, Ripple opposed these demands, arguing that an injunction and such high disgorgement were unwarranted, and that any civil penalty should be significantly lower, and they had said not exceeding $10 million. While Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderoty, commented on social media platform X on Wednesday, a final judgment. The court rejects the SEC's suggestion that Ripple acted recklessly, and she reminds the SEC that this case did not involve any allegations of fraud or intentional wrongdoing. Bang, right there. And nobody suffered any financial harm. She rejected the SEC's absurd demand for $2 billion in fines and penalties. We respect the $125 million fine the court has imposed for certain historic sales, not current sales, to sophisticated third parties. Guys, ODL was not permanently cut off from them utilizing that in the United States right there. Now, Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, noted that the judge reduced the SEC's requested penalty by 94%, down from nearly $2 billion. The SEC asked for $2 billion, and the court reduced their demand by 94%. Recognizing they had overplayed their hand, we respect the court's decision and have clarity to continue growing our company. Bang, right there, the executive shared on X, adding, this is a victory for Ripple, the industry, and the rule of law. The SEC's headwinds against the whole XRP community are gone. Now, guys, here's the tweet right here, and it's literally verbatim. Brad Garlinghouse posted over 1.1 million views since he popped this out there. The SEC asked for that $2 billion. The court reduced it by 94%, recognizing they overplayed their hand, and we respect the court's decision and have clarity to continue growing our company. That means, guys, they are not going to appeal it. They're going to pay that fine, and bang, it is off to the races. Now, this is a victory, he said, for Ripple, the entire digital asset space industry, and of course, the rule of law. We do not need, nor do we want regulation by enforcement, do we, guys? And that is exactly what the SEC's game plan has always been. Well, they just got slapped down heavy, guys. It's absolutely amazing. Now, the SEC's headwinds against the whole of the XRP community are gone. Truly amazing. Now, I want you to see this article right over here, and it's going over the same things, but there's something at the end of it I want you to take a look at. Federal court orders Ripple to pay $125 million in civil penalties, ending the SEC case against Ripple. On Wednesday, federal court ordered Ripple to pay the $125 million in penalties, and on and on and on. Now, of course, that is significantly less than the $1.9 billion, but guys, this is what I want you to see right here. Huge win for Ripple. Crypto lawyer and attorney Fred Rispoli wrote on X, overall, huge win for Ripple. Although I'm surprised at the $125 million hit, he says. Ripple more than made that on the price of XRP move in the last 5 minutes. And boy, did the price react big time. Up 22% last that I was looking. Now, here are the major takeaways from the ruling. This is what I want you to see. Number one, current sales of XRP post-complaint do not necessarily violate federal law. That battle is for another day, meaning, hey, a new lawsuit, potentially, we'll see. I called that the judge would essentially grant an injunction that Ripple could not violate federal law. Well, of course, they're not going to violate federal law, and that's where they're going to leave it. Get this, the SEC lost bigly, where the court refused to grant a categorical injunction on all institutional sales, especially on on-demand liquidity. Right there, bang. Guys, ODL is available and Ripple payments are available to be utilized by banks and institutions right here in the good old USA. You know why, guys? Because they are not contracts of securities. They are buying the token, utilizing it for its utility for cross-border remittances and interbank financial transfers. And guys, not dependent on the efforts of others like the institutional sales were way back in 2013. So it is on like Donkey Kong. There's no disgorgement. Huge loss for the SEC here. Ripple did not recklessly disregard regulatory requirements. No fraud whatsoever. Post July 13th, conduct by Ripple, i.e. institutional sales, did not rise to the level of blame shifting. Bang, right on the spot. He says he called Judge Netburn expert rule was never going to be decided in a way favorable to Ripple. Today starts the 60-day countdown to the deadline to file an appeal, and that's what you're going to hear. Guys, the FUD that is going to come out, you wait and see. Oh my goodness, look at the price hasn't even reacted that much. On and on. Oh well, the SEC is going to appeal it, and then they're going to lose an appeal. XRP is going to be deemed a security. It's going to all start all over again. Now guys, I do not believe the SEC is really going to risk it. Do you know why? Because guys, right now the political environment for this digital asset space, what a hot topic in this next selection cycle, right? On top of that, do you think that they want to face a Supreme Court decision where they literally could lose on every front and every other digital asset in this digital asset space? The jurisdiction of that can be ranked right out of their hands. Not on your life, guys. I think they're going to eat it. I think Ripple's going to pay it. I think this thing's going to get put to bed. And guys, we are just waiting for the spring. They have had this thing so compressed that literally when this thing shoots off, I think it is going to literally fly, as I love to say, right through the atmosphere. You think the moon's a moon? No way. Guys, we're going to blow right past the moon, all the way through Jupiter, right into the outer, echelons of the solar system. It is going to be absolutely wild. I genuinely believe that. You got all these TA guys that have been saying just under the current circumstances, it is looking like we are mirroring what happened in 2017. Well, in 2017, you saw a 60,000% gain when you're talking about from the lows to the highs with XRP. And guys, I believe that we could see something absolutely phenomenal. And this is where I'm always telling people, get out there, really get to know what's going on in this space. Research it to the nth degree. You at least owe it to yourself to, look down the road at what's coming. We got Ripple out there, #1 developer of central bank digital currencies, and you got 98% of nation states out there doing them. They're out there working with the Bank of International Settlements to solve the interoperability issue. XRP is the solution for that. We're seeing on-demand liquidity rails, now called Ripple payments, being utilized in corridors around the wide world. Now, guys, I suspect we are going to start seeing the growth of that business like Brad Garlinghouse was talking about right here at home in the USA. And I think it is going to be the catalyst that is going to send this thing on one of the biggest rides this space has ever seen. And all these naysayers and fuzzers that have been out there throwing all this dirt XRP's way are going to be the ones standing on the platform when the train has left the station, their hands in their pockets, their jaws on the floor, and absolutely gobsmacked. So guys, as we've always said, you can't predict this space. Things can change on a dime. And that is why it is so vitally important that you get your plan in place. Now guys, my inbox just exploded today with folks requesting the coaching. So if you're wanting to get in there and get that coaching, guys, I'm going to tell you what, the bookings could be out there. You want to get in, you got to get in quick. And having said that, once your booking is confirmed, you want to take care of your invoice right away because, guys, we can't hold them when you got other people wanting those spots. So I'll tell you what, this is amazing news. Now, for those who don't know what our coaching program is about, what it is that's where you and I can meet personally for one-on-one for 1 hour over Zoom. And during that time, I share with you our personal journey in that last bull run and what enabled Judy and I to experience some amazing financial success. I share with you the mistakes we made so that you don't have to fall into the same pitfalls we did. We take a look at your portfolio and make sure that it's balanced towards your goals, and we work together to develop your exit strategy. We can even get your assets off an exchange and onto a hardware wallet, along with delivering to you some amazing techniques that are really going to help you in this space. Now, the cost of that is $250, and if that's something that interests you, you write me right there at coaching@thedigitaloutlook.com and we'll get you all booked in. So guys, I truly hope that you enjoyed today's video, and as always, it's not financial advice, it's just my 2 cents. Hit the like and subscribe and drop your comments right down there in the comment section, and I'll catch you in the next one.